Hi, and thanks for tuning in to 90 Days of In-Place Suburban Survival. My objective is to keep each video short and to the point with useful information. This video is not about which tool is better than another, or this way to start a fire is better than another way, etc. It also doesn't address medical or pet issues. Individually, you know what those are and you should plan accordingly. I will also not be covering weaponry in any detail. The purpose of this video is to help you prepare and survive as best as possible in place with you having no access to gas, gasoline, diesel, electricity, nor water, otherwise known as goo, or anywhere near you for 90 days. My example will be for 2 adults. You might need a basic 4-function calculator. We'll be doing some calculations as I will explain them as we go. But as you go forward, you might want to have one in your quiver. We will discuss the approximate cost for your budgeting purposes. Okay, what is suburban? Suburban versus rural. Suburban meaning you live next to neighbors, close to schools and facilities, grocery stores, restaurants, gas stations, etc. What is in place? In place means that you will remain in your current domicile and survive as best as possible for 90 days in any weather, excluding any destruction events such as a flood or a tornado. That would mean your domicile is uninhabitable. First, before we begin gathering up survival goods and equipment, you need an understanding of what you're preparing for, then build a plan, and then acquire your items. What are you trying to accomplish? Remember, this is a 90-day, in-place, suburban survival plan with limited space. Not a doomsday survival plan that contains bunkers and tanks, or a rural plan where there's lots of room, etc. You might want more days and or more people. With my way of planning, you'll see how to adjust the numbers to accommodate your needs. Survival. What does survival mean to you? It could mean different things to different people. This video means a no-frills but substantive existence of food and drinking water, hygiene water, necessary items, and tools. If your definition is different, hopefully you can take what you've learned here and expand to your individual needs. The absence of goo can be caused by a variety of reasons such as weather, earthquake, terrorist attack, natural gas explosion, economic collapse, and so forth. If the absence of goo is caused by a nuclear explosion and you're subject to extensive radiation, well, I don't know how good this plan will be long term. Scenarios. There are really 4 scenarios in the country, and you most likely fit into one of them. For simplicity purposes, I'll categorize by harsh and or mild winters and or summers. For example, number 1, harsh winters, mild summers. That could be someplace like Minneapolis or Buffalo. Number 2, harsh summers, mild winters. Be somewhere like Houston or Miami. There's also harsh winters and harsh summers. That would be in the Dallas, Birmingham, Atlanta areas. Mild winter and mild summer, which could be San Diego, but they're prone to earthquakes. So, these 4 categories can give you a perspective on how you might need to adjust your plan accordingly. The problem is we don't know when this 90-day event could occur. Dead of winter or summer, or during a transition of seasons. If you're in a harsh winter, how will you stay warm? If you're in a harsh summer and it's August and you have no electricity, well, you're going to be hot. Space. Do you have the space for storing the necessary items for in-place survival of 90 days? 90 days doesn't take much space if you're no-frills planning. You'll need approximately 70 cubic feet for 90 days of storage for food and drinking water. Efficient utilization of height is critical depending on your requirements, and you could need more than 70 cubic feet. You calculate cubic feet by multiplying your storage space, not physical space, of depth times width times height. If this is in inches, then you divide your answer by 1,728, which is the product of 12 times 12 times 12, or 1 cubic foot. This answer gives you cubic feet. Of course, drinking water can be stored outside of cabinet space. You're also going to need some non-food items, and we'll cover that too. Protection. Should the absence of goo occur, some people might even get aggressive and decide that they want your items. You'll have to decide if you want to stop them and, if necessary, use force to do that. Do you have the appropriate equipment and the necessary amount to do that? Food and water. What is considered a meal to you? Will you have 2 or 3 meals a day? How much water is required per person per day for drinking? How much water do you want to allocate per day for drinking? How much water will you need for hygiene? Brushing teeth, flushing toilets, bathing, cooking, etc. If you won't be cooking, then that won't be an issue. Secret. Finally, keep your survival plan a secret. See, many people will not be as smart as you and will have no plan at all. Guess what? If they know you're prepared, then they might be coming to you for supplies. Then you'll have to decide if you have enough food and water and want to share with the unprepared. In conclusion, I hope this gives you an idea of some pre-planning thoughts for your 90-day in-place suburban survival plan. So click on the storage, food, and water video, and let's get started.